Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How are you doing on this Thursday morning? Well, we got lots of snow again overnight. Lots and lots of snow. Even though we celebrated the first day of spring, do you remember I was questioning whether it was the first day of spring? Well, this is why, because we got lots of snow. It's okay. It's the perfect day. I've heard from several of you this morning that you're going to just stay home and hunker down and make some cards. Some of you have received my card kits from past weeks. Every week when I join you live, I feature a bundle, and then when you purchase something, it doesn't have to be the bundle. Maybe you already own it. Hi, Joy. Good morning. You can purchase something else. It's a minimum $60 order using the host code when I flip my camera, and I'm going to send you 5 card packages that you can open them up, use the PDF, watch my videos. I actually put a QR code on my PDF for each of the videos so that you can just scan that with your phone, and it's like we're stamping together. So today's card is so pretty with all the vibrant colors. Hi, Winnie. Good morning. Good morning. I think you're going to like this one. I am pulling in just about all of the products from this bundle, the paper, and the embossing folder. So it is so fun. I'm just reading your comments. Janet says, love the snow. We so need this moisture for spring seeding. Yes. They mentioned that on the news a couple times yesterday, that the ground temperature is just the right temperature for that moisture we're getting to go right down into the soil. And I'm so blessed. I'm so, I'm not blessed. I guess I am blessed because we're here. But the farmers are going to be blessed with this nice soil. Hopefully, it can help with their crops this year. And also, the more moisture we get in the ground, maybe it'll even help, with the forest fires. Who knows? I'm praying we have a better year than we have had in the past few years. All right, let's get started. I'm going to put my coffee mug down and I'm going to flip the camera. I'm excited. This card base is one of my favorite colors. It was my bridesmaid's color of their dress when my husband and I got married. I love Blackberry Bliss. I mean, I love Mellow Mambo and Black, but Blackberry Bliss is right up there in my top 5 for sure. All right, let's get started. We're going to flip the camera. Boom. You can see the snowy white winter wonderland of my backyard. And then we will turn this camera down and look at something maybe a little bit prettier, some pretty cardstock, some pretty designer series paper. And we'll just get my setup going here and get started. All right, that's the host code right there at the top of the screen, guys. If you're from Canada and you would like to place a minimum $60 order using that code, you're going to get all of my card packages for this week. And let's see here. Also, what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so we're going to... I want to mention today, March 21st, we are having a book-a-thon. Stampin' Up! Is having a book-a-thon. Now, what does that mean? If you book an event with me in April, it can be your own personal class. It can be a kit class where we join on Zoom if you're anywhere across Canada. If you're in Canada, you can book something. In Calgary, you can book something with me local. I like to do classes at my Boston Pizza. It's a supper and craft class. So I'm going to be introducing a few of those in April. So you'll be able to get a kit and your supper at the same time you come, and we all eat supper, and then we fix up with the waitress, and then we stay for the evening and make cards. So I'm going to be putting more of those on my calendar. Today is the book-a-thon. So there's a challenge out. Stampin' Up! Issued a challenge that for us to get collaboratively, globally, 5,000 workshops. So not workshops, gatherings, workshops, classes, whatever you want to call them. And honestly, when you gather, it could be you and 2 friends. It could be you and 10 friends. There's really no limit. But if you would like to book one of those for yourself and your friends, we could do it together at Boston Pizza, or any other restaurant that you would like, or we can do it on Zoom and everybody can join in their pajamas or whatever. They don't have to worry about going out and driving. So yeah, there's lots of ways to have a gathering. Okay, so let's get started. I have Blackberry Bliss here. Love, love, love this color. 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. We're going to bring in my bone folder here and burnish this score line. For the front of my card, I use the amazing Zinnia 3D embossing folder. This folder is stunning, and I cut a piece of lemon lime twist. Can you see the texture from that folder? So beautiful. So you could use this side with the zinnias raised, or you could flip it over if you like this pattern here and have them as it's a little bit of a different look depending on which side you use. We're going to use the raised side, and we're going to put this one onto our card front like so. And let me grab my liquid glue. Love lemon lime twist. It's a bright, beautiful color, and I am so excited that they put this one in the designer series paper. On Monday, I was showing you all the patterns, the beautiful patterns of the designer series paper, and I honestly can't pick my favorite. Like, there's so many beautiful designs in this paper. And the one I'm going to bring in today, we have this one right here. This is a beautiful pop of color with the blooms on it. Again, this is only 3/4 of an inch. You don't need a ton of paper to bring in some beautiful color. This one, I'm just going to lay it down here and show you where I'm going to put it. We're going to put that one in the center. And I got some more patterns. I'm bringing in the Highland Heather pattern as well as the Melon Mambo pattern. And I'm going to use 2 of those and 2 of those. So you can see how we're tying all of the colors together. Oh, I just love this paper. So what we want to do is I'm going to take the Highland Heather, actually Melon Mambo. We're going to put Melon Mambo over here. And then I'm going to put another one right over here. And then we're going to bring in the Highland Heather, and we're going to just like lower down a little tiny bit here. We're just kind of lining it up. I don't have glue on anything. I'm just kind of giving you the lowdown of how I'm going to do this. You can stagger them a little bit more if you want to. You can keep them even like that. I actually think I'm going to stagger them a little bit. So you can see how keeping your small pieces of designer series paper can come in handy to pull in all of the gorgeous colors of this paper and make it such a beautiful, beautiful design. So now what we want to do is we're going to flip all these over and let's get them glued down. So I like to glue all my pieces at one time. Once you get the glue flowing, you might as well just put glue on all the pieces that are ready. So these are 3/4 of an inch in width, so very narrow, but they are, the longest one is 5 inches and the 4 smaller ones are 3 inches in length. And that's all you need to remember for this card, honestly. It's super easy. Okay, so we're just going to move these off to the side. I'm going to start with the middle and we'll work our way out. So we're going to just come in here and find the middle of the card, and we'll put down this one. And then let's grab the Melon Mambo piece. We're going to put that one really close to the edge to make sure I'm leaving room in the middle for my Highland Heather piece. And then we're going to put this one right here on this side. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm going to lower this one down. We're going to come down here. I'm thinking this might look good. I mean, anything goes, right? You might change this design to suit whatever it is you want to do, but I'm actually thinking I'm going to stagger these. So let's put the Highland Heather one like that. Yeah, I like this. And then we'll put the other one down here like this. You do get a little bit of wiggle room if you need to move. Like this one, I want to move it so I've got a little bit, about the same little portion of lemon lime twist coming through. Look at that. What do you think of that pattern? Do you like it? Okay, so then we're going to bring in a square. I'm pulling in the Blackberry Bliss from the back of the card, and this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch square. And I have this piece of designer series paper. Now you could totally pull in another piece if you wanted to. I really wanted to bring in, thanks for the hearts, you guys. I think you guys like this one. So we're going to mount that onto, look, even that pattern would work. We're going to mount that onto my Blackberry Bliss square, like so. And this is going to sit on my card as a diagonal like this. Look at that. Boom. So now The rest is decorating. So what I've gone ahead and done is I stamped one of the blooms. So from the Simply Zinnia stamp set, this single bloom right here, I stamped it on basic white cardstock. And then I started to color it and I'm like, oh, whoa, no, slow down. You want to show the ladies how, and gentlemen, how you did this one. So I started off by taking my lemon lolly and I colored the center of the flower. And I wasn't picky. I was just going to do these little tiny, I forget what they're called. Maybe stamen? Are they called stamen? I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and read up on all my flower anatomy. But these little tiny pieces, I wanted them to be lemon lolly. Then I brought in pumpkin pie and I added a little pop of pumpkin pie to the center of the flower so that I left those little tiny pieces lemon lolly. Then what I did is I brought in Highland Heather and Blackberry Bliss, my blends. And I wanted to add pops of color to this bloom. So here's what I did. I added color like this, just a little bit of both colors just to make it look more realistic. I actually have two here. So you can see how no two flowers are the same as in nature. And I used the matching die to cut these out. So I actually think I'm going to use this one today. So this is going to go right on the front like that. And then what I did also is I wanted to add a little pop of green, and I thought the lemon lolly would be a little bit too much the same as the background. So what I did was I cut out one of the big leaves here, the double leaf. Now this double leaf coordinates with the stamp. So you can stamp the leaves, color it with blends if you want to, or you can just cut one of the leaves. And I thought I had one here, but you know what? We're going to pop this through the machine and I'm going to share with you how I do this. So let me grab my mini boss and we'll go ahead and do that. Actually, I'm going to grab the big boss because it's closer to me. And we're going to go ahead and cut this this leaf using Mossy Meadow. I've got some scrap Mossy Meadow here. I've also got a piece of lemon lime twist that I've put adhesive sheet on the back. So for that one, what we're going to do with the lemon lime twist is do some accents. I'm just moving these pieces off to the side. So let's grab my scissors and trim these up. So we've got one leaf here, and then from the dies, we're going to bring in this double leaf. It's like the veins of the leaf, right? We're going to put that on here. So when you place your order with me this week, you will get a piece of lemon lime twist with the adhesive sheet on the back. So you can do this at home as well. And we're just going to trim around. And I'm not throwing these pieces out because I can use those for little tiny blooms. And in fact, this stamp set has a little tiny bloom right here. See all these? You get these 5 little tiny blooms. That's a really adorable little die. So we're going to use this one and this one. We're going to run these through the machine. All right, so let's go ahead, grab my big boss. And let's grab my platform. So we've got platform number 1. Okay, let me move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. So move it on up a little bit. Okay, platform number 1. Platform number 2. Then we need a plate number 3. We need our dies here. So we're going to put the leaf and the accent. And then we're just going to run that through. Easy peasy. Okay, so running it through. Now, if you did, I already had my flower cut out, but if you didn't have your flower cut out, you could put all of this on your platform at once and run it through to save time, right? So here we go. We've got our leaf, our bloom, our zinnia flower, and then we've got our lemon lime twist accent and our leaf, double leaf pattern. Okay, so we're going to get my take your pick tool and we're going to pop this out because if it's detailed, sometimes it tends to want to stay in your die. So that's no problem. You can pop that out and then you can just peel off the backing for the sticker. See that? If you peel this off, that is all sticky now because of the adhesive sheet. Love, love, love my adhesive sheets. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it on top of the double leaf pattern. Look at that, fits perfectly. And then I'm going to grab my snips. I'm going to snip this in half because I want to use this leaf in the best way possible. So we're going to do that. We're going to snip it in half. And then I'm not worried about the bottom part because you're not even going to see it. I'm just going to grab my liquid glue and add a little bit of glue to the bottom portions of these leaves, like so. And then we're just going to bring in the flower, and I'm going to add a leaf over here and another one right there. And there we go. We've got a nice symmetrical image there with leaves on both sides. Let's bring back the card pieces. We've got our square and we've got our floral piece right here. There we go. So let me grab, I'm just grabbing a baby wipe because I got a little bit of glue. I should have grabbed my silicone mat, but I didn't. Got a little bit of glue on my glass mat there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. Should we pop up the square or should we pop up the flower? Decisions, decisions. I'm actually thinking I'm going to glue the flower down and I'm going to pop up the square because I don't want to put too many dimensionals and make this like extremely thick, right? Because then I'll have to pay Canada Post more money to send my card than is necessary. So we're just going to limit the thickness. Okay, I'm going to grab 4 dimensionals and we're going to pop this up on each corner. And then we'll peel off the backing of those dimensionals. Okay, let's go back and put this on. Oh my goodness, I love how this card is turning out. Okay, so there we've got our focal point, like a lot of color going on here, you guys. Now we need a greeting, and I have to tell you a little story about this one because, not really a story, but I'm kind of sad because yesterday I went through the retiring list and my favorite double oval punch is leaving. I love this punch and I don't know how I'm going to live without it. I am sure though, over the years I have been sad about some things that were leaving Stampin' Up, and I pivot and change and I will get over this one too. But I will be keeping it in my own collection because I love it so much. So I can still use it for my own personal card making, but it is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. So grab it now is why I'm mentioning this, because I think this one's going to be a hot seller, you guys. All right, so we're taking the thank you so much from the stamp set, stamping it onto some scrap basic white. Then what I'm going to do is bring in, I've got this little tiny stamp here from a set. I love little background stamps that allow you to add a little pop of color. So we're going to use that one, and I'm going to use Highland Heather, and we're going to stamp some little speckles around my greeting. So just come in here, stamp as close to the greeting as you can, just giving a little pop of color. Kind of looks like designer series paper, right? But I've got a little bit of white space for my greeting. So just go around like that. And then we're going to grab our double oval punch. I'm going to use the scallop piece because the bottom one, you could get away with it, but you're going to chop off your H. Can you see that? So I'm just going to go ahead and use the top one, the scallop. And there's my greeting. Now, another thing you can do is bring in a piece of Blackberry Bliss and cut one of those. And then I'm going to make a little, what do I want to call this? Like a pseudo frame. Pseudo means not real, right? So we're just going to take our scissors and cut that scallop oval in half. And we're going to put this on my glass mat. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the top and the bottom. And I'm going to add a little more pop of color to the thank you so much, just to make it pop a little bit more. I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to add a pop of color with my, I just have a little sponge here, but you could use a finger dauber, sponge dauber. They're not called finger daubers. They go on your finger, but they're called sponge daubers. Okay, so I've always wondered about that. Why didn't they call them finger daubers? They're called sponge daubers. But anyway, I'm using just a little piece of sponge here. And we're just going to add a little pop of color. See how that just makes it so soft. And then we can go ahead and lower this. I'm going to take one piece at a time. So I'm going to attach the bottom piece of the scallop oval like that. Just want a little bit of that Blackberry Bliss on the top and bottom. And then we'll do the same thing with the other one. And then I'm going to flip this over and let me just, that wiggle room with the glue. Gonna make sure it's straight on the back here. And then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and add, let's add 3 dimensionals to this. I'll add one right there, one in the middle. And these dimensionals could be used in double duty. They could be used to hold these Blackberry Bliss pieces down too, if you wanted to, right? If you didn't want to glue them. Okay, then there's my greeting. It's got a little bit, let's see. This one's sticking out a little more than I wanted it to, but can I fix it? Can I fix it? Okay, now I'm making a mess, but it's got to be right. It's got to be right. So let's fix this. Okay, so we'll come down here. Kind of want the top and bottom to be about the same, right? Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put this down on my card like that. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. What a beautiful thank you card. Okay, let's bring in a piece of basic white for the inside, and you can stamp. Thank you so much. Okay, what do we want to say on the inside? Now the big one, this one right here, words failed to express my gratitude, won't quite fit on my 2 3/4 inch piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my big one that says sending flowers and thinking of you. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm going to actually cut this in half. I'm going to do a little stamp surgery on this one. Hold your breath if you can't handle it. I'm going to cut right here. Sending flowers and thinking of you. So I'm just ever so slightly coming in here and I'm going to cut my stamp. Boom. And now what I can do is I can stack these. So let's put sending flowers. And then you can trim off the edges like this little sharp piece. We can just trim that off. So sometimes you might want to just say sending flowers, right? And another message on the bottom. So that would work. And sometimes you want to say, and thinking of you. Oh, I just chopped that off, but that's okay. Let's see how this works. Always use a scrap piece of paper to see how things are going to go. And do I have a piece? Yes. So let's stamp that with Blackberry Bliss on my scrap. Look at that. Look at that. It worked. Okay. So if you wanted your greetings closer together, you could stamp them one at a time. So we could do that. Let's peel off this one and we'll do one at a time. So sending flowers. There we go. I'll pick up the other one. And I got it on my glass mat. That's okay. I'll wipe that off. And thinking of you. Put that right underneath. There. I could have left them on the same block, but if you want to get closer, you can do that. Okay, so sending flowers and thinking of you. Then if you want to incorporate the stamps, you can bring back your bloom. I'm going to stamp mine in Blackberry Bliss, and we'll come down here and do a little Blackberry Bliss flower, just like that, monochromatic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so I'm not seeing your comments. I will come back, you guys, but I hope you guys like this card. We're just going to add a little bit of glue to the background, sending flowers and thinking of you. You don't have to say sending flowers if you're not, but we are sending flowers, right? The card is a flower, has flowers on it. The paper has flowers. So there we go. There's the inside. You could use your blends and color the inside if you want to. But there we have it. Now the the iridescent rhinestones that I used yesterday, let me grab those. These are also retiring, you guys. Grab them while you can. You get a ton of these in a package. You get 200 of them, and they are so amazing. They are so sparkly. You could use them plain like this, or you could bring in your Blackberry Bliss blends and add a little pop of color to those and really coordinate your card. So if you have the blends colors, you can make your own custom bling. So add these to your cart. These are item code 158130, and they're called Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. So let's go ahead and grab my Take Your Pick tool, and we'll add these to my card. So I'll grab the big one here, and we'll put that down here. Yes, gotta have bling, all the bling. So put one up here, and lastly, we will put one over here. There we have it, my friends. I hope you like this one. It showcases just about everything in this bundle. The folder, the paper, the stamps, the dies. Oh, such a beautiful, beautiful suite. I hope you like this and you'll try that one at home yourself. Okay, thanks so much. I see all the love. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, let me flip you back around here. Okay, wish me luck. I'm headed out into the winter wonderland to take my daughter to school. And, you know, I'll be back and I'll make some more fun cards. Tomorrow is Friday, so don't forget I go live tomorrow at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m., a little earlier on Fridays. And tomorrow is Fun Fold Friday, my favorite day of the week. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Thank you so much for your attention. If you're coming back to watch the replay, thank you for being here. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this card. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.